All right, so here is our hip mobility and core integration flow. You're gonna start with your left foot forward and your right foot back, your knee stacked right over your ankle, and your toes curled under. And from this position, thumbs on the hips, inhale up to the armpits. Exhale, keep all that space with an abdominal brace. And then inhale the hands up and over the head. Exhale, keep them there, abdominal brace. And from this position, I want you to think about tucking your tailbone forward as you lift your upper back away from your femur. And as you do that, you'll feel all of this hip flexor get engaged. And then from there, go ahead and just lean your entire system forward just a little bit. So your knee comes forward, your hips come forward, and then lift up, inhale. Exhale, you can even get a slight back bend. Feel that stretch on that right hip flexor. And then from here, we can go back to neutral and then start a 360 degree of the pelvis. So trying to lead with your tailbone, and then you can go the other direction. Good, just working some different fibers and attachments of the iliacus and the psoas. And then you're gonna let your toes go flat on that back leg, and you're gonna lean your system forward as you push down on the back of your femur and hamstring, getting a different portion now of your hip flexor. Beautiful. Now from there, tuck your toes back under on the back foot. You're gonna let your whole hips hinge backward, keeping your spine neutral. Place the right hand on the ground, left hand inside left elbow inside the knee. Take an inhale, decompress the spine. Exhale, let your elbow come down closer to the ground. As you're doing this, keeping that back leg strong and engaged. And then you're gonna go ahead and take your left fingertips and across your right arm, trace across your chest, elbow is up, pushing that right hand into the ground, getting external rotation of the actual humerus and the gluteal socket, and then lifting the hands up to the ceiling. Beautiful, sliding back down across the chest. Sweet, and then you're gonna switch sides. So you'll come back to both knees together. And right now I'm using a pillow, so if you have sensitive knees, this can be really helpful for the knee that's down. Now our right leg is going forward, and for this one, I'll just go ahead and face the camera here. So our right knee's forward, our knees stacked right over our ankle, and our back toes are curled under. So toes are touching the ground, and we're gonna put our thumbs right by our hips. Inhale up to the armpits, creating space, and then as you exhale, brace your core and brace your abdomen. Inhale, lift up a little higher. Hands over the head. Exhale, keep the hands there, engage the glutes, engage the abs. Beautiful. Inhale, reach a little higher. Exhale, keep it. Tuck your tailbone, and you want to feel that engagement of the left hip flexor as you inhale and lift your upper back further away from your femur. Beautiful. Exhale, let that go. Find neutral, and then from neutral, you can start the circles of your pelvis in this position, looking for different fibers of that hip flexor. So the hip flexor muscle is coming down here. And then you can start circles going the other way, and you may have better coordination and or mobility going one side or the other. Then let the toes lay flat, and from there, you're gonna let your whole system lean forward, pushing on the back of the thigh, driving the femur towards the ground, keeping your chest lifted, neck and chin retracted, so your neck is nice and long. Good. Curl your toes back under, stack your knee right on top of your ankle. The left hand goes down as the hips hinge back. You straighten that back leg nice and strong. Take the right elbow inside the right leg. Inhale, decompress the spine. Exhale, drop down a little bit lower towards the ground. Then you're gonna inhale, trace the left arm. Elbow's the highest point. Exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Inhale, lift up to the ceiling. Exhale, trace back down the chest. You can place the knee on the ground. Come back to both knees. From here, we're gonna go into a slow back bend. So you're starting here with both knees. You can sit back on your heels and then slowly walk yourself so that the elbows are on the ground. From here, again, try to keep your knees placed on the ground or on the pillow. And then if you wanna go further, you can, but you're thinking about the stretch that you're getting in the front of the body, the anterior chain, and then also through the quad muscles. And you can walk your way back up. We're gonna go ahead and take the pillow away. We're gonna go into this crab position with our hips slightly elevated. Our fingers are pointing outward towards a 45-degree, and then you want your chest up, chin retracted. So we don't want to be in this position. We want to lift, and to the best of your ability, get the spine in a neutral position. So now you can play with a tilt of the hips. So what happens if I curl my tailbone versus I actually put a little more curve in my low back, and then finding neutral spine. And from there, push the heels into the ground, lift the hips up towards the ceiling, squeeze the shoulder blades together, squeeze the elbows together, squeeze the hamstrings, fire the glutes. Inhale, exhale, you're coming back down. Whew. From there, what we're gonna do is you're staying in this position. The right arm is gonna lift off, right hand lifts off the ground, elbow comes inside the right knee, and then you're gonna post on that left hand and both feet, lifting the hips up towards the sky, and then stretching and reaching that right arm away from your right leg. Good, so you're going in the opposite direction. And then coming back from here, both hands on the ground, lift up. 3, 2, 1, squeezing everything. Back down, left arm inside the left leg. Inhale, lift. Stretch and squeeze. Back down, both arms on the ground. Lift up, 3, 2, 1, back down, right elbow inside the right leg, lift up, and reach, and down, both hands down, lift up, 3, 2, 1, switch, left arm, lift up, reach, back down to your side. Now you can let the glutes touch the ground, feet might scoot out just a little bit. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna let both legs swing over to the right side, okay? So this leg is at a 90 degree and this leg is at a 90 degree, so they call it a 90-90. From here, keeping that knee on the ground, I want you to think about your torso and hips pulling back away from your knee. In that position, lining your torso up over that knee, then you can sit your hips back and you can actually traction your glute muscle and your piriformis away from you. And you sit your hips back, trying to keep your spine neutral, and just lean your chest over that front leg. And what you'll feel is a really nice glute and piriformis stretch here. And you can find different fibers by changing the orientation of how you're trashing it away and which area you're leaning into. And from there, go ahead and push up, bring yourself back to the seated position, and then over to the left side and repeating. Again, we got a 90 and a 90. I position my torso over my front leg, or my left leg, and I lean my body over, and you're gonna be here for about 10 seconds. Again, you might find different areas. I lifted today, this leg's really tight, but feeling that stretch, you can even feel it going up the TFL and part of the quad sometimes, or the hamstring. And then lifting up, back to neutral. Now from neutral, you're going over to the right side, 90-90. And now you can use your hands and arms to help you to pull up and sit up here. And then the hands will come forward as you sit back in this 90-90 founder. Take an inhale, decompress the spine. Exhale, sit the hips back just a little bit more. Inhale, lift the hands over the head. Exhale, down, chest level. And since we're to the right side, we're gonna open up to the right side here now. So you're tracing, 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 and opening. And then back to the center, and then leaning over to the right side, and then leaning over to the left side. Beautiful. Hands will come back as you sit down, and then you're gonna pull yourself over the other direction. Okay, you're here first, back in a founder. Inhale, decompress. Exhale, sit back a little bit further in the hips. Inhale, lift over the head. Exhale, down, chest level. Inhale, open up to the left. Exhale, back center. Inhale, lean to the left. Exhale, lean to the right. back center, sit back, one more each way, a little quicker this time. So you're here, 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 open, lean, lean, back, yeah, over, here, founder, lift, center, open, yep, center, lean to the left, lean to the right, back center, you're almost done. So now from here, you can go ahead and lean backwards. Your last position is gonna be a wheel. So you want your hands tucked under here, elbows up towards the ceiling. You're gonna first start by lifting pelvis up. Once your pelvis is up, you can then push. You could go to your head here, or you can continue to lift up and extend. You wanna go ahead and squeeze the glutes here, and also get a slight engagement of the core. Lift up, push the fingertips and heels into the ground. You're gonna hold 10 here. So you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. You did it. Good job.